Hello chess friends and welcome to Jozarov chess channel and welcome to another brilliant game from the Saint Louis Rapid Blitz chess tournament in 2024. We have here Alireza Firouzja against Wesley So in an amazing Giuoco Pianissimo of the Italian Opening. And before we start to analyze the game, I wanted to show you first of all the current standings of this event. So the leader of the event is Alireza Firouzja. With a clear result, I would say. He has 2 points more than Jan Nepomniachtchi and also 2.5 points more than Wesley So. So I think in this type of event where everyone can beat everyone, having such a gap like 2 points is huge. Alireza played so far the most brilliant chess. He played really aggressive, sharp, tactical chess, which is really incredible. He lost, of course, also a couple of games, but I think if he continues to play also today like this, then there's simply no one then that will catch up with Alireza Firouzja. So let's dive now into this game. In my opinion, really again a beautiful game between these two top grandmasters. So with the white pieces, Alireza Firouzja opened with move e4, e5 by Wesley, knight to f3, knight to c6, bishop to c4. The Italian game is on the board, and now first of all we have the Giuoco piano, d3, Giuoco pianissimo, and now after move knight to f6, first of all bishop to g5. A very aggressive method, very popular line, I think, also to play from white's and from black's perspective, because there are always these tensions. Black is using this moment in order to maybe expand here on the king side with h6 g5, and that's exactly what happened. Bishop to h4, and now after move d6, here Wesley So keeps it calm, is not rushing so far with the move g5. We have now the move c3, a5, not allowing some b4 stuff here, and now after king side castling we have bishop to a7, knight to a3. Good move, I would say, by Alireza, with ideas maybe to get the knight here, or maybe get it here to c2, then continue maybe the further progress around the square d4, or maybe to play something like bishop to b5 and then use the c4 square for the knight, where it could jump maybe here all over the board. So it's, I think, a very nice maneuver here by Alireza with the knight. We have now the move g5, finally attacking the bishop, bishop to g3, bishop to g4, and now after bishop to b5, Alireza pulls off a theoretical novelty, a move that we haven't seen so far in top GM level in this particular position. So after bishop to b5, castling, pretty equal position, I would say. Nothing dramatic is so far going on. h3, bishop to h5, and now Alireza uses this maneuver, wants of course to get the knight on e3, where it could hop on d5 maybe, or on f5. We have knight to e7, bishop to a4, c6 here by Wesley, trying also in some lines, if necessary, maybe to break and enter with the move d5. And now comes what was, in my opinion, the critical moment of the game. Here Alireza plays now the move bishop to c2, with the idea to finally make this move d4, which would be very unpleasant to handle for black, and then the pawn on e4 is protected. And there's simply only one, I think, solution, really good solution here for black. Wesley had to play, I think, here knight to g6, because after something like knight to e3, controlling the center of the board, actually what you could do then from black's perspective is to break and enter yourself. So you would be faster in a potential breakthrough motif in the center of the board with your pawns. After d5, you see, you cannot take bishop to e5, because after knight to e5, the pin is very dangerous against this knight on f3. But what Wesley did, instead of knight to g6, he played now the move bishop to g6, and Alireza spotted immediately a brilliant tactic. He played now the amazing knight takes d6. Really great stuff. Correct move, not a really spectacular tactic in a blitz format, which is really crazy to see something like this. Queen to d6, bishop to e5, everything is pretty much forced. Bishop to b3, the queen has to step back here from the defense of the knight, or you have to give up the knight like Wesley did here with knight to d5, e takes d5, knight takes d5, and after rook to e1, here white is much better. If white plays now the correct game, I think black is simply busted. But of course, this is blitz chess. I don't want to tell you anything so far, but still many things will happen. Because in blitz level many mistakes of course happen, and also in this game Alireza will not play the optimal move, so it will be still be a stunning game. So after rook to e1, queen to f5 by Wesley, d4 by Alireza, and now we have rook to e8, which is again not the best choice here for black. Maybe slightly better is finally to kick away this bishop. At least you're doing something, but okay, rook from f to e8. Alireza plays now, I think, Another beautiful move, bishop to d5, a very nice positional trade of pieces, because after he takes d5, notice that the bishop is out of game. The bishop on a7 is simply stuck now. Even if you go for a trade with bishop to b8, White still has a great control of the e5 square. After something like bishop to e5, knight to e5, White would then continue with the powerful knight in the center of the board. Has, of course, gained also pawn, so again, much better position also here for White. After c takes d5, we have queen to a4, hitting now the pawn, queen to c8, and now bishop to g3. We have f6 here, not allowing some hops of the knight on e5. We have queen takes a5. You cannot take here bishop to d4. This is not working because first of all we take out this one, and queen to d5 wins again the piece. So it's not working, this tactics on the a file. We have bishop to e4, queen to b5, hitting now this pawn, also keeping an eye on the pawn on d5. We have here rook to e6, and now knight to d2. Good move, I would say, by Alireza. Here you don't want to tolerate, of course, any active pieces of blacks. We have rook to b6, we have queen to a5, rook to a6, and now we have queen to c7. Here, instead of rook to a6, you could maybe try here rook takes b2, but then it leads into a complicated line again for black. You get a check, this rook is coming, so you gain your a very not so important pawn on b2, but now I'm not seeing good ways how we're going to defend this problems on the 7th rank, how we're going to defend these problems on light scores all over the board. So not a good continuation, of course, here for black. After queen to a5, rook to a6, hitting the queen. Now Alireza goes for a trade of queens, which is perfectly fine. He has now 2 pawns more, and he wants to reach now the fully endgame stage. We have bishop to f5, rook to e7, attacking now the 7th rank. After rook to e6, rook takes e6, bishop to e6, and now again this other rook is coming into the game. Again, a much better position here for Alireza. King to f7, knight to b3, going for the a5, or here maybe for the c5 square. We have rook to c8, bishop to g3, bishop to b6, a4. Good move by Alireza. Also a5, brilliant move, I would say, because if you play now bishop to a5, then you get this one, rook to a1, and you have to now play b6, but then after knight to d2, you simply cannot escape. If you try to escape from the a file attack, then with b4, your bishop is still trapped. So even if you try something like bishop to f5, b4 immediately simply wins the game. So it's not working. So that's why after a5, Wesley has to step back. We have bishop to d6, bishop to f5, and now knight to c5. Again, a good move by Alireza. If you pick up this one, then also White will simply pick up here the pawn on b7. So we have now bishop to c8, protecting now the b7 pawn, b4 by Alireza, keeping everything compact here on the queen side, and now h5, putting more pressure on this side of the board. Wesley is trying to do something, but of course Alireza has 2 more pawns here on the queen side. We have knight to a4, we have rook to a6, bishop to c5, controlling the b6 square, rook to a1. Once, of course, here Alireza wants to simply support the potential progress on this side of the board. Bishop to d7, and now knight to b6. What you could do maybe is bishop to b6, going into an opposite color bishop's endgame, which lead many times into a draw. But then after a takes b6, the a file will be open, and then if White comes with a rook on the 8th rank, maybe on the 7th rank, Black's pieces will be always stuck to the defense of these 2 pawns. So although, as I said many times, this game ends with a draw, I would not love to play, of course, the game with the black pieces here. White would have a huge activity. But after knight to b6, we have bishop to c6, and now comes another critical moment of the game here. Alireza Firouzja rushed it and made simply chaos all over board, because he didn't find the best solution here in this particular position. The best way to proceed is very hard to find. Who would play a move like knight to a8, but actually the idea about knight to a8 is to play something like after rook to e2, then you play bishop to b6. You want to trade off the dark square bishops, and if something like bishop to e7 happens, then you still have knight to c7, and then you want to play b5. Or if after bishop to b6 something like king to e8 happens, then you simply go for the trades of bishops, and then you cement your knight on a good dark square, which cannot be of course attacked by the light square bishop, and again you would have a great game. You're trying then something like rook to c2. Now you can play b5, and now after bishop to b5, knight to d5 goes for this one, and I think game over here for black. But Alireza, after move bishop to c6, rushed it with the move b5 immediately. The pattern that we have seen now in this other line could be working. Now it's not working because here Wesley played the correct move. Bishop to b6. After a takes b6, Wesley takes out now the pawn on b5, and actually it's again a drawish position because now we have reached the fully really opposite color bishops endgame where, okay, white is up a pawn, but nothing spectacular because this pawn can never be advanced. The light square bishop is controlling it, so very messed up position now for Alireza. He almost allowed here Wesley So to get into the game, so really bad blunder here by Alireza with the move b5. We have now rook to a8. Of course, Alireza is battling rook to e8, rook to a5. We have bishop to c6, bishop to d6, and now Wesley plays h4. This move is still, I would not say winning or something for white, so still Wesley is in the game, but h4 is in inaccuracy because when we watch now this position, white has a dark square bishop, and you don't want to, of course, keep too many pawns of yours on dark square. So in the potential endgame, fully endgame stage where the bishops are maybe only on the board, you should keep, of course, your pawns on light squares. First of all, it's not losing immediately here for Wesley So, but really unnecessary move. The move h4. Now after rook to c5, Alireza is threatening now a very nasty tactic with rook takes c6, b takes c6, and then b7, b8. And here again, Wesley doesn't react correctly. The best choice here is to play king to e6. You have to get your king closer. That's the only way here to make any progress. So now after something like bishop to c7, you can get the king closer even to d7. And I think again here completely equal position. But what Wesley did, he tried rook to e1, and after king to h2, he tried rook to b1. Again, he's playing with the rook instead of to play with his king. He has to play again something like king to e6 in order to keep his chances here in the game. Or maybe here in this particular position, you have to play king to e8. Still, it gets very dangerous. So rook takes c6, but then you get this one, and maybe you can survive. Then we play rook to c7. At least you take the bishop. But now, at least you're battling. But after rook to, king to h2 and rook to b1, that Wesley So played, now Alireza plays again the tactic that we have talked about. Rook takes c6, here we have b takes c6, and now bishop to b4. And in this particular position, Wesley So resigned. So not sure what happened here. Wesley had a completely drawish position, messed it up now with while not playing with his king here towards the queen side. Very unnecessary loss here for Wesley So, and Alireza took now again the whole point in the blitz action of the Saint Louis Rapid Blitz chess tournament in 2024. So congratulations to Alireza. So far he is in the lead, but nothing is lost. Still today 9 more rounds of blitz chess where anything can happen. But if Alireza continues to play like this, I think he'll be the winner of this prestigious chess tournament for sure. So, okay, if you want to see some other games that we have analyzed in this event, check out our coverage. Here are some games here are some links of some games that we have analyzed before. And if you like this content, hit the subscribe button. See you soon with some more videos. And what do we say in the end? Chess is the best, of course.